Hey, subscribe to this channel and don't forget to ring that bell. When you ring that bell, you get all my recipes instantaneously as soon as they come out on video. Like today's recipe, very good, very exotic. It's a recipe called Pide. Pide is simply a Turkish pizza, kind of like a calzone, but it's open, wonderful, classic, delicious. Let's get cooking, okay? Okay, I'm starting with 2/3 cup of water. I'm going to throw in just a pinch of sugar, 3/4 teaspoon of salt, 1.5 tablespoons of olive oil. I'm going to start with 1.5 cups of flour. And then 1 teaspoon of yeast, and the yeast I'm using is a dry yeast, active dry yeast. That's wonderful. 1 teaspoon. Okay, this is looking pretty good. If it's too dry, you can add a little more moisture to it. If it's too wet, they can add a little more flour to it. But this is looking pretty good. And the way we're kneading this is I use the palm of my hand and push it away from me. And then fold it back over and push it away. Fold over, push it away. Gets elongated like that. Turn it the other way. This is going to develop gluten and give you some exercise at the same time. Okay, should be kind of smooth. I roll into a ball like that. I just take a bag like that, open up a little bit. I put about a good teaspoon and a half of olive oil in there. What do? I take that bag and kind of smush it around. Get the olive oil in there. Okay, then I get my dough. I put it in the bag. Go like that. Shake it around a little bit. Now the dough is covered with olive oil. And what I'm going to do is take the air out and tie a knot way at the other end like that. So the dough is going to expand, and when it expands, it has all this room here to expand. I'm going to take this dough and put it in the refrigerator. Hey, that's why I'm not wearing my chef's jacket. This is not like cooking. It's just preparation. I'm going to make this pizza tomorrow. I got a lot of things to do tomorrow. It's Super Bowl Sunday. I'm busy. Not rooting for my team because my team's out of it. But I got other things to do. So, I put this in the fridge. Tomorrow, very easy to make this pizza. I'll see you tomorrow. Nighty night. Alright, so the dough's in the refrigerator. It was in there overnight. It's the next morning. And it's time to make the filling. Delicious. Listen, it's a Turkish pizza, so I thought that making an eggplant filling would be appropriate. Wonderful. You can make all kinds of fillings. You could just use sauce and cheese. You can use sauteed spinach. I'm using eggplant. Okay. Okay, so first thing I have to do is roast the eggplant. I'm just using 1 medium-sized eggplant. I'm going to peel this. Okay, so I peel this. I'm using a knife to peel it. You can use a peeler if you want. It's just easier for me to use a knife. Okay, now I want to cut this into about 1/2-inch slices. Just like that. I lay them out on a sheet pan. I give it a little bit of spray. Take about a 1/2 teaspoon of salt, sprinkle it on top, and a little bit of freshly ground black pepper. I flip them over, and I do the same thing to the other side. I have my oven preheated, 450 degrees. That's hot. But I want these to get roasted and caramelized. Here we go. It's going to take about 15 minutes. I'm going to turn them over and cook them for another 15 minutes. Going to be delicious. Okay, so while the eggplant's in the oven, we start with about 2 teaspoons of olive oil. I put on medium heat. Okay, first I have some small diced onion. See that? Nice and small. Okay, and I used 1 large onion or 2 small onions, either way. And then I used 1 red pepper, 1 nice large red pepper. Also, small dice. Beautiful. And you want to cook these together, nice and slow. It's kind of like stewing them together. It's going to take a little time, probably take about 10 minutes or so to cook this down. Hey, don't forget about your eggplant, right? Look at that. Look at that color. That's what I'm talking about. That's going to give you a lot of nice flavor. Okay, back in for another 15 minutes. And now for the onions and peppers, 2 cloves of garlic, chopped really well. 1/2 teaspoon of cumin, and just 1/4 teaspoon of smoked paprika. Ooh, that's starting to smell good. Hey, I got some wine here left over from dinner last night. Pretty good stuff. Yeah, that's good. I'm gonna put a little bit in that sauce. It's gonna bring out some good flavor. Okay, so I'm putting in about 1/2 cup of wine. I'm just gonna reduce it down till it's almost dry. And that's gonna give me a very special flavor. Okay, that's almost dry. It's almost dry, and now what we're going to do is we're going to put in a cup of crushed tomato. 1/2 teaspoon salt, about 1/2 teaspoon black pepper. Hey, I gotta make sure it's good, you know. That's delicious. For me, it needs a little more salt, but you taste it, you decide for yourself. Okay, the eggplants have been cooking. They're cooked already, wonderful. And now I have to let them cool off a little bit, and I'm going to cut them up and add them to the sauce. I'm just going to chop these up. Remember that sauce we made? I'm going to add the eggplant to it. And there you go, that's it. Okay, looking good. Okay, so I want to take this dough I made. I'm going to cut it into fourths. Okay. Okay, so I'm going to put some flour down. I'll roll this out into a rectangle. Nice and thin. And then I'm going to put the filling in. Then I'm going to put about a quarter cup or so of feta cheese on top. Now you don't have to put cheese if you don't want to, if you want to keep it vegan, or you can use a vegan feta cheese if you want to. Fold the edges in, like I fold the sides in, like that. And the edges you can put in like a little bit more like that, so it'll stay. And then I fold this side in, and the edges, you can put in a little bit extra like that, so it stays. Seal those edges up. Like that. Beautiful. I have this greased sheet pan. I put on that greased sheet pan like that. Hey, I'm going to bake this in a preheated 400-degree oven. I'm going to check in about 20 minutes. Check it out, see how it's going. All right. Looks good. Looks great. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. Okay, so it's been about 25 minutes or so, and I think they're ready. Check those out. That's beautiful. All right, so I gotta let them sit a little bit. Let them sit, just like a pizza. It comes out. It's like too hot. It's runny a little bit. Gotta sit a little bit and set a little bit. Okay, beautiful. I'm gonna cut them up. I'm gonna eat one right away. The other three I'll save for later. Hey, I love these foods. Ethnic foods, wonderful, great flavors, very interesting. Hey, you know what else is interesting? The meatballs I make. They're ethnic too. They're made with curry meatballs. Wonderful. You gotta check that video out. If you like this video, you gotta check that video out. Okay? And I'll see you there.